Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you how to make wrappers. But you have to understand that I've really not done this before, but I had a very magical secret ingredient. It's my friend Chun Yu is going to make them while I describe what to do. So it's very simple to make the dumpling wrappers. You need flour, salt, and water. But you use one of two kinds of flour. You can use this Chinese flour.
Yeah, this
Korean flour, Korean Asian market, or you can use regular all-purpose flour. But if you use the all-purpose flour, you need a little bit of oil, like a teaspoon of oil, and I'll tell you when, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is fill a bowl with 2 cups of flour. Can you see it? Okay, 2 cups of flour, and then a little bit of salt. You put the salt in now?
Yes.
There's the salt. Mm-hmm. A quarter of a teaspoon, or is it a half a teaspoon? Half a teaspoon salt into the flour. Oh, a quarter. I'm sorry, 1/4 teaspoon salt. Mm-hmm. And stir that up a little bit. And of course, Chun Yu uses chopsticks to stir everything up.
Yes.
I'm so impressed. Can you see her?
Yes.
Okay. Now she's going to put in about 1 cup of water to 2 cups of flour, and then a little bit more. Go ahead.
Yeah. Separate time, maybe 3 times
you put a little bit in, and she'll stir it up. Mm-hmm. And then a little bit more. Stir it up. Can you see her? Yeah. Okay. Here, let's go ahead. Let's see. This.
We have a question. Is it a hot or cold water?
And stir it up. She used room temperature water. Some recipes call for hot. I have been a beneficiary of Chun Yu's dumplings. She uses regular tap water, and they're fabulous. So she's stirring up. So stir your mixture. And, you know, one of the things that I discovered while I was researching this is how many different cultures have dumplings. There are dozens and dozens and dozens. And the dumpling mix is the same for like pierogies, which are Ukrainian pierogies or Polish pierogies. How you doing there, Jillian?
Yeah, like this one, like this situation.
You can see it's pretty sticky.
Yeah, just sticky. You use the hand. Yeah.
And so if you were using regular flour, now you would put the oil in, right? You'd put a teaspoon of oil to the regular flour, and it makes it easier to knead. And now the one thing, sticky.
Yeah.
And now she's going to use her hands to knead it. Everybody starting to knead? Okay, my battery's
Was that 1 cup or 2?
Say again.
How many cups of water was that? 1 or 2?
Half.
1.5 cups.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A little drier, a little.
So
if just a little pour flour, you can put a.
So it's still a little too sticky, so she just added a little more water.
Mm-hmm.
And she's kneading away. Is everybody kneading? Let's see to see if you're kneading. Oh, I see somebody's kneading there.
Is it time for a social shot? Can everybody do a...
Okay, good idea.
Okay, tilt your thing to see your working surface and knead, and we'll do a social shot.
Yes.
There it is.
Are we good?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Social shot. Excellent.
Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah, Social.
So, Susan,
director.
can you repeat the recipe? We have Lisa on the chat looking for, is it 3 cups of flour, 1.5
Well-
cups of water?
The recipe called for 3 cups of flour, but what we're doing now is 2 cups of flour and about 1.5 cups of water.
Just 1 cup, 1 cup, half of flour. You 2 cup, 1 cup water.
Okay. It's generally 2 to 1, but then maybe a little more. When you're kneading it, you'll see if it's too sticky.
So I'm in this mess.
It's not unlike making a cake.
I'm in this mess where my
Look
dough
at
is
that.
sticking to my hand.
Okay.
Oh, not this flour, not too sticky.
Yeah, see, the Korean flour isn't so sticky.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So we're kneading away. Now, I do have to say, it is possible to make this recipe in a food processor. But when I pulled out the food processor, Chun Yu said, put that away. And then it's also possible to use these already made wrappers that you can get at many, many different stores. And I pulled these out and Chun Yu said, put those away. I said, well, I at least want to show people that they
I
have
need those.
that you could use those too.
Yeah, we
I
finished.
need it.
Okay, so now you should be just about ready. It's not too sticky. And you put a little bit of flour on your cutting board. I did forget to say we needed a cutting board. Okay, can you see that she's putting some flour on the cutting board? This way. And now she's going to knead it some more, and then she's going to roll it out into a big snake. And you'll roll it out so that you can cut it into pieces that will become the wrapper.
Normal, you should waiting 10 minutes with the curd.
Yeah, now Chun Yu says that typically when she makes the dough, the wrapper dough, she lets it sit for about 10 minutes after she's been kneading it. And I watched some videos where they did that also. In fact, we have a really cute video on our website of a little boy making 3 different kinds of dumplings. And when I watched that little boy make the dumplings, I thought, if he can do it, so can I. How's it going?
Yeah, almost ready.
How can you tell when it's ready? Chun Yu, how can you tell when it's ready?
When you feel smooth, the dough very smooth.
Very smooth dough. When it's smooth like that, it's ready
Yeah, not so sticky, not sticky. If you touch it, no sticky and very smooth.
very smooth, not sticky. Okay, how's it going? Anybody, can you show me your dough? Show me your dough. Is everybody's dough starting to look like Chun Yu's? Nice. Oh, that one looks good, good.
Yes,
Do I see any packages of pre-made wrappers?
they're beautiful.
I
Yeah.
did.
We go ahead.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
So the next phase is she cuts it into sections
Yeah.
and rolls it out.
Yeah, you roll it to you can put in board.
So you see she's rolling it out like a snake.
Then cut it, separate them.
And you're done. You can put them on here.
Okay.
Okay.
Like this thing.
Okay.
Then
Big,
cut it.
thick snake. I used to work at the LA Zoo. A big, thick snake. And now, I don't know if you can see, she's cutting it into like 1-inch cubes.
Yeah.
See, so here they are, 1-inch cube. She's adding a little more flour.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she's going to pat it down.
Yeah. Pat it down.
There she goes. Can you see? She's patting it down into a little circle. So this time she's made from that one little snake 10 cubes, 10 little, that's gonna be 10 wrappers.
We have a question. What is the reason for letting the dough rest?
The dough sit for a while? What's the reason for letting it sit for the 10 minutes?
Yeah, if you wait 10 minutes, the water will spread very good and not so sticky. And the dough, if you use it, can't broken.
So basically she's saying that the water will disseminate throughout the flour more comprehensively if you let it sit.
Usually resting is to develop the gluten, so it makes it nice and supple.
Oh, okay. It develops the gluten to make it supple. Thank you, Trish. So there she's going with her little mini. Now see
Jillian,
this is my rolling pin. But Jillian, show them what you're doing. Oh, and there's one thing that I wanted to tell you that I learned during my research, and that is that when you're making the dumplings, we want them to be thinner along the edge
Like
and
paper.
thicker in the middle, more like paper on the edge. And the reason is because we're going to be folding it over, and we don't want it to be too doughy once it's folded over. So this takes practice. I tried, I couldn't do it. Can you move this hand a little so that she go ahead, show.
Okay.
She just keeps turning it and turning it.
Yeah, you can slowly, just when you turn it, you roll.
Twist and then roll, twist and then roll.
Yeah.
Show them your rolling pin.
Roll.
Here.
Yeah.
So here's her rolling pin. It's a Chinese rolling pin, skinny and without the big fat handles. So mine is an American pie rolling pin. Okay, there she goes. Does anybody have any other questions?
Everyone,
Anne, do you want to
rolling.
show that little video, the little 1-minute video?
Susan, I just want to show my little pill bottle that I'm using as a rolling pin.
Oh, show it, Mary. That's a great idea.
It seems to work pretty well.
It's from CVS, right? From the pharmacy. That's great, Mary. Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else using anything unusual?
Can we do a quick social shot again on everybody's rollout?
Okay, can you show how you're doing your rolling pin? You're rolling them out?
Yeah, see how everyone's doing?
Do you want another plate?
Okay, 1, 2. Is everyone showing? 1, 2, 3. Yay. All right. I hope we got that.
So we'll just make the 10 for now. And then while they're doing the next, we'll make some more. So we're just gonna, oh my God.
By the way, if you guys are asking me questions on my phone, my hand's like this. So sorry.
So we're just gonna make these 10 to start, and then we'll make some more later. But for now, we're just gonna make the 10. So we've got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we actually have time to make more. What do you think?
I'm at 3.
You're at 3. Okay, well, keep going. I've got this expert here. She's done this before. So I said, Jillian, when you make, Chun-Yu, when you make these, how many do you make at a time? Like 20 or 100? And she said, oh, at least 100, because I give them to my friends. 100 dumplings.
Yeah.
That's
a lot.
That's when I get the package. That's when I get the package. Yeah, we should make some more. Okay. So we're going to make some more while you guys struggle.
Yeah, you can see it when you wait more time, the dough more soft,
Yes.
more soft.
And supple, that means it pulls.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
So there is a question, Susan, Jillian, from the chat. It says, can you freeze them? The dough?
Can you freeze them? The answer is yes. I asked that question. You can freeze them after you stuff them, and but before we boil them, you freeze them, and then just put them in a baggie. And then when you pull them out of the baggie, just put them into the boiling water, frozen, and let them cook for how long?
Just boiling. You see 3 times boiling. Then the dumpling.
Will float.
Yeah, float.
And how long does that take? Maybe 5 minutes or 6 minutes?
Well, isn't that in like an hour?
No, not that long.
Aren't we doing that in an hour though?
Yes, we're doing that even maybe, yes, in an hour. Yep. Yeah, in fact, if you've got a minute or a partner or something, you might want to get your pan out and fill it with water, because we're going to have to be boiling that. And that'll take a while to get it to boil. I mean, we don't need it for an hour, but.
Yeah, we don't need it for an hour because we're still doing the wrappers.
15 minutes is enough.
Okay.
You boil.
We have a couple of questions about how big should the wrapper be, and like palm size, what is the diameter?
Yeah,
So we have another question is, was it really 2 cups because it's so sticky?
And add a little more water and knead it together.
No, if it's too sticky, add more flour.
Oh.
I
sorry.
ended up adding a whole bunch more flour.
Okay. And yes, it's about the size of your palm. It's about 3 inches in diameter. Can you see the size there? Now, to be honest with you, I have one of these, dumpling mold things that I'm going to use, but Jillian's going to make her, Chun-Yu's going to make her own. I keep saying Jillian because that's her American name. And Chun-Yu is her Chinese name, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So, could I try?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
she's gonna,
Yes.
let me try. Okay.
Susan, just want to remind you about David.
About David. Oh, yes. What time does he come on? 4:30? No, what time does he come on?
5 o'clock and 4:30.
Okay. So, all right, I'm gonna try one of these, right? Okay.
Just leave it out for now. That can get put inside, so just leave it.
How big should each ball be, please? Are we looking for table tennis size balls or?
Okay, now I'm trying this thing right now. And the first thing I've discovered is that mine aren't round. And second, I'm discovering that I push it too hard.
So Christy, to your question, your round flat thing is probably about the size of a dollar coin, and maybe even smaller, but it's not a quarter size. That would be too small to roll out.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
The one you're working with, yeah, about the size of a silver dollar.
Right, a silver dollar. And you want them pretty thin. So when you think it's thin enough, make them just a little bit thinner, because otherwise your thing's gonna come out doughy. Like
So here's
last week.
Here's Chun-Yu's. Nice round.
Yeah.
Here's mine.
It's okay.
Oh, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
shaped like a heart. It's very cute. It just takes practice. but it's fun.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Yeah,
It's-
mine's kind of weird shape, but it's okay because when you wrap it, you know, because they're fresh, you can manipulate them.
Wait, are they making a dumpling?
Well, that's a good point. Okay, we're just about running out of time. Is David Griffith on board right now? Can I ask to talk to David Griffith? Can somebody put David on? Is David there? Hello?
Calling David.
Do we hear David? Not yet? Okay,
Well,
he's
maybe-
going to tell us about our little scholarship
Well, maybe we
fund.
can talk about LBQA real quick. I don't know if we have done that.
Can I ask
Okay.
a quick question about the dumpling rules?
Yes.
About the what?
The dumplings, I'm doing double batch and I'm doing both recipes. So I missed how many round circles you're making out of one batch?
Well, that's a really good question. I mean, we have enough dough here to probably make 60 dumplings, right?
Yes, 60.
60, 60.
Can you put one round up close to the camera so I can see how thin it is after you roll it out and how big it is?
Yes, it's it's the size of the palm of my hand.
Can't get away from them.
Okay, I'll put my
Can you
hand.
see it? The size of the palm of my hand, and then I'm going to fold it over, okay? And it's almost paper thin along the edges and a little fatter in the middle. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much for showing me. Sorry I missed that because I was triple
Oh,
tapped.
no problem at all. So who's going to talk a little about Long Beach Qingdao Association?
Mary.
Mary.
Okay, I'm the designated historian for Long Beach Qingdao Association today. Long Beach Qingdao Association is a part of a nationwide, actually worldwide organization, but in the United States, we are part of Sister Cities International, which is run out of the State Department in Washington. And our mission is to create international understanding kind of on a person-to-person basis, one person at a time. And our particular organization was founded in 1985. The original Sister City mandate was started in the 1950s by President Dwight Eisenhower. But we were one of the early ones with China. And Qingdao is, I call her our big sister city because she's so much bigger than the city of Long Beach, which is 500,000 people. And now Qingdao is 9 million people or more. So we're strictly a nonprofit. What we do is person-to-person activities, and we raise money that fosters this international understanding, and in particular for scholarships for typically for young students, high school or college age, and sometimes their teachers, to visit China or in other ways have a relationship with China that they wouldn't have otherwise. I'm thinking that I don't want to talk too long because I know David Griffith is prepared to speak about our scholarships. So can somebody tell me if David is ready to go? Does anybody know? I know David was planning to speak. Okay. Who's ready to talk about the dumplings? What else do we need to do? Right at
I'd
this
like to make a comment, Mary, if I may have some time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have an update on the vegan version of this. We added the ingredients as described in the recipe, but we found that the cabbage seemed a little low. So we salted some more cabbage and added it. and not a whole lot, about a cup more. And then with the other things like soy sauce and whatever, Brayden, what did you do?
I added more because it was not the most flavorful at the moment. So I would just do this to taste. Yeah.
So I'm just updating because I want to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing and what our findings on the filling. Also, are there any kids in the room? If so, can you unmute and just say hi?
Sophie, come and say hi. Quick, 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 quick. Sophie's gonna.
You got it. Say hi.
Hi. Hi, Sophie. Oh, and Tiffany. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Highland. Oh my gosh, so exciting. Anybody else? Oh, I want to taste your dumplings, Highland. Thank you so much. Okay. That's it. How are we doing on time? 4:58. So does anybody have a dumpling story? Oh, here's David. Hi, David.
I am on a couple different